Alright, I'm recording this video a little differently because I'm gonna need to use the camera on the back of my phone for this a little. So that's how I'm recording this section. Anyways, hey guys, Gavin and welcome back to a brand new video. And today, as you can see by the title and the thumbnail, I finished with my NASCAR project. Let me just make sure this video is recording. Okay. So I'm done with my NASCAR project. It is right here. Yeah. So this video is a crossover between NASCAR and F1. So before we get into this, just gonna say, get a snack, get a drink, because this is gonna be a longer video. Alright, so this video is about NASCAR and F1 crossing over. So pretty much I took NASCAR Cup Series drivers and Cup Series teams and put them in F1. And the rule with F1 is teams can have a max of 2 drivers. And, if you noticed, I got my new chair. This is my new chair. It's comfortable as heck. But, so, yeah. Teams can have a max of 2 drivers. So, from each team, I took the 2 best drivers from each team. And I went in for 07 and designed, these paint schemes for these drivers. And then I decided, why not name the cars? And we have 5 or 10 teams that I brought over. That is 17 drivers, 17 cars I designed, and 10 cars that I had to name. Well, 9, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Alright, so first, we're going to start off with Hendrick Motorsports, and they brought Chevy over to F1. And they'll be driving the Chevy Lingenfelter. The Lingenfelter, up until this point, has been a version of the Corvette, usually a super sporty version of it. But now it is its own car, and it's an F1 car. And driving the Lingenfelter for Hendrick Motorsports will be in the number 5, Kyle Larson, and driving the number 9, Chase Elliott. Moving on to Joe Gibbs Racing, they'll be driving the Ferrari SF90, a real F1 car. And driving those cars, and the number 11 will be Denny Hanlon, and the number 18 is Kyle Busch. You may be wondering, why is Kyle Busch in the car? He's not doing well right now. But keep in mind, even though Kyle Busch isn't performing the best, he's still one of the most talented drivers in NASCAR history. So I can't not include Kyle Busch. Moving on. Stuart Haas Racing has brought Ford to F1. And they will be driving the Ford GP40, named based off of the Ford GT40. Now, in F1, they drive the GP40, because GP stands for Grand Prix. And driving the GP40 will be Kevin Harvick, Cole Custer, that's it, in the number 4 and 41, respectively. So moving on to Penske, they have brought BMW to F1, and they'll be driving the BMW M10. And in those cars, driving the number 2 is Brad Keselowski, and driving the 22 is Joey Logano. Next, moving on to JTG Daugherty, they'll be driving the Aston Martin Vantage X2. It's called the Vantage X2 because the Vantage has 500 horsepower, and these F1 cars have 1,000 horsepower, so it's the engine power of the Vantage times 2, so Vantage X2. Driving this car will be in the number 47, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Why not Why not also Ryan Preece? Because, well, he's not in a charter team. There's a chance, didn't realize that he misses a race and wanted to just get the teams that were guaranteed to get every race. But anyways, moving on to RCR, they bring Audi and their e-tron GP. Once again, GP standing for Grand Prix, and that's why that's there. And they have driving number 3, Austin Dillon, and driving the number 8, Tyler Reddick. Next, we have Chip Ganassi Racing bringing Lamborghini into F1. And they'll be driving the Lamborghini Fabricio, a family member of the founder of Lamborghini. And I believe he was very important in the motorsports of Lamborghini, so that's why he's here. Very important person in Lamborghini. And driving those cars, driving the number 1 will be Kurt Busch, and driving the number 42 will be Ross Chastain. Moving over to Roush Fenway Racing, they have the Kia Bogey being a type of a mythical wolf creature that chases the sun and moon. Driving those cars, driving the number 6 is Ryan Newman, and driving the number 17 is Chris Buescher. Next to our final 2 teams, 2311 Racing, they brought Nissan for driving the Nissan 1000 SX, because F1 cars have 1000 horsepower. Driving the number 23 Nissan 1000 SX will be Bubba Wallace. And finally, our final team, Richard Petty Motorsports, has brought Dodge to F1, and they'll be driving the Dodge Cerberus, because Dodge has the Hellcat and the Demon, so why not take it up one more notch? And now they have the Dodge Cerberus, the 3-headed beast in heck. And driving the number 43 will be Eric Jones. Alright, so I said earlier that I modeled these paint schemes in Forza 7, and I wasn't lying. So I'm going to show you those right now. Alright, so for these cars, I'm going to be showing you one car from each team. And one thing I also did incorporate into this was the Coca-Cola Racing family. And we have 4 of those drivers here in the series, so I went and put a Coca-Cola banner on their cars. So this is Kyle Larson's in number 5 Chevy Lingenfelter. The only difference between his and Chase Elliott's cars, and every car on here, is every car. The only difference between teammates is the number on the car. Pretty much it. So got some sponsors here. Got Hendrick Cars, Hooters, Liberty University, Exalta, Valvoline, Freightliner, and on the little fin right here, we have the manufacturer logo, the team logo, and also on the wing here. If I could turn the camera, that'd be nice. Doesn't want to look like it wants to let me do that. But on the wing, if you can see, it's a Chevy SS. But yeah, so see the number 5 there with some more sponsors and the manufacturer logo. Next, we have Denny Hanlon's Ferrari SF90. And the main design for this car was based off of the actual Ferrari F1 cars. As you can see on the fin there, a little Coca-Cola logo, just to signify that he's part of the Coca-Cola Racing family. And then you also have some sponsors like Dollar General, Interstate Batteries, Bass Pro Shops, Ream, and a little manufacturer logo there, Scuderia Ferrari. And also on that little area right there, you have the car number and the manufacturer logo. and some more sponsors. Next, we have Kevin Harvick's Ford GP40, and you'll immediately notice that this car has a special design on it, and it also has the orange rims. But this car, its design is based off of the GT40. And since they share a similar name and all this car is named after the GT40, I decided to put a GT40 design on the car. See, instead of the number being on this little thing right here, it's on the side of the car, surrounded in a yellow and white circle there. As you can see, Kevin Harvick's number 4. Got some sponsors like Haas, High Point, and Busch Beer. The team logo, Zero House Racing there. On the wing, back there, if you can see, it says Ford Performance. See the manufacturer logo, and just some more sponsors. Next, we have Brad Keselowski's BMW M10. This is one of the ones I'm more proud of. See, it's got a very BMW reminiscent design with a dark blue, light blue, red. Especially these stripes on the front here. Got some sponsors here. Got Miller Lite, Pennzoil, Peak, Discount Tire. Have the manufacturer logo. On the back there it says M Performance on the wing. Scroll down here. Next we have Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s number 47 Aston Martin Vantage X2. Now personally I don't really like the design. Not saying I'm not proud of it, I just don't really like the design. It's very simple, not too flashy, which isn't a bad design, I just personally don't like it. But yeah, I see some sponsors here like Slim Jim, NOS, Cheerios, Kroger. We have the number 47, AMR, JTG Doherty on the fin there. And yeah, we also have red mirrors, little red stripe on the side right here, if you can see that. So yeah. Moving on, we have Austin Dillon's Audi e-tron GP. Now this is definitely this is the one design I'm the most proud of. You see, we got the Audi logo here, we got some sponsors, the Coca-Cola Racing Family banner there. See, we got this little design up here, which I really like. I think it adds a lot to the car while not adding too much. Got some red stripes there. Got a little gray. I think I love how this design looks. I have the RCR logo there. It's very kind of simplistic design in a way, and I think it looks great. Moving on, we have Ross Chastain's number 42 Lamborghini Fabricio. This is the other design. This is my other favorite design that we did, and I personally really like it. It's very simple. I got some kind of mountain-ish spikes here, some triangles on the side. Got this little kind of metal-ish design right there. Got some sponsors like Clover, Monster, Advent Health, and McDonald's, and also the Chip Ganassi Racing sign on the fin there, along with some orange mirrors. Alright, so next we have Ryan Newman's Kia Bogey. Now this is I went with more Korea style for this, very emphasizing that this is Korean. Even have the name of the car in Korean there, Bogey, in the speedometer logo there. We have some sponsors like Fastenal, Sonny D, Castrol, you have a logo of a wolf there to symbolize the creature the car is named after. We have Roush Performance logo there. We also have the Coca-Cola Racing Family design. Next, we have Bubba Wallace's Nissan 1000 SX. Now, this is another very, very simple design. There's white on the top, red on top, white in the middle, and a little black line on the bottom. And also up here we have a white and black stripe on both sides, just to give it a little more flavor. We also have some sponsors like Grubhub, Dr. Pepper, McDonald's, and Mobil 1. We have the Nismo logo on the wing there, and the 2311 logo on the fin. Also have the 23 there on that, on the Nissan logo. Last but not least, we have Eric Jones's Dodge Cerberus. Now, this is another very, very simple design. Really, all it is these two black stripes over here. We got some logos like Worldwide Technology, Armor All, STP. We have a Dodge logo right here, right behind the driver's head. We have Richard Petty Motorsports logo on the fin. Some more logos on the front. Also on the back wing here it says Challenger, if you can see that. So now we get into the fun part of the project. And this is where everything gets fun. AKA, I went out and drove every race in this. So I decided can't just leave it at putting the drivers in cars. Why not make it a little more fun? So I created a 16 race season, and I went out and drove as one driver for each race. I was never one driver more than once. But with there being 17 drivers and 16 races, there was one driver I never got to drive as. And for a little fun, to determine the champion of this, yes, there is a champion, I decided to have two champions. I decided to go with what F1 does, and what I think is the better way to determine the champion. We went with full point season, or full, points during the whole season. Whoever had the most points at the end of the season gets the championship. And also, we went with the playoffs. Because why not? Both are fun and stupid. No, both aren't stupid. One isn't, one is. So, yeah. Alright, so we're going to start here with the first race, which was at Le Mans. It was 10 laps at the Bugatti circuit during the daytime. Your race winner was Kyle Busch. Already, Ferrari showing why they're the manufacturer in F1 and why these other ones aren't. And the point system, the driver who finishes in 17th gets 1 point, and the driver who finishes in first gets 17 points plus 5 bonus points for winning the race and to incentivize wanting to win. So 22 points for the race winner and 1 point for the driver who finishes last. So and I will be reading the points after each race, and I'll be mentioning whenever a driver locks themselves into the playoffs. So the points after first race are Kyle Busch with 20, Logano with 16, Austin Dillon with 15, Jones with 14, Kurt Busch with 13, Chase Elliott with 12, Larson with 11, Custer with 10, Wallace with 9, Chastain with 8, Hanlon with 7, Harvick with 6, Keselowski with 5, Stenhouse with 4, Buescher with 3, Reddick with 2, and Ryan Newman with 1. And with that win at Le Mans, Kyle Busch becomes the first driver to lock themselves into the playoffs. So next, we'll move on to race 2, which was at Silverstone during the rain. It was 10 laps around the Grand Prix circuit, which is the full circuit. Alright, so Tyler Reddick was your race winner. Locking himself into the playoffs, becoming the second driver to do so. Oh, and so when I race these races, I was randomly given a driver. Once again, never the same driver twice. And then all the other positions were randomized by wheel decide, because yes, why not? I'm not gonna, no. Because, well, I don't have any stats for any of these drivers at any of these tracks. And, yeah. I mean, it makes my life easier. And you'll learn that the drivers, that even though this was random, there were some drivers that tended to run up front more than others, which was kind of interesting. Alright, so your points after race 2. In first, Kyle Busch with 27, Elliott and Kurt Busch with 26, Bubba Wallace with 25, Reddick with 24, Dillon with 21, Hanlon 19, Buescher, Chastain, and Logano with 18, Custer 17, Stenhouse 15, Harvick 15, Jones 15, Larson 14, Keselowski 13, and Newman 5. Moving on to race number 3. This one's at Maple Valley. 14 laps around the full circuit during the daytime. Race winner was Kyle Larson. Points after this race were points leader with 40 points, Bubba Wallace. Second, Kurt Busch with 37, Larson 36, Stenhouse 31, Kyle Busch 30, Reddick 28, Austin Dillon 28, Elliott, Jones, and Buescher 27, Keselowski and Chastain with 26, Harvick and Hanlon with 25, Logano 23, and Newman and Custer with 19. Now, Kyle Larson, with his win at Maple Valley, locks himself into the playoffs. Oh, and of the first 3 races, of the drivers that I only won one of these races. I'm not going to say which, I guess I technically can say which driver I was. Alright, so for the first race, I was Kurt Busch, finishing 5th. Second race, I was Tyler Reddick, winning. And at Maple Valley, I was Chase Elliott, finishing last. Yeah, I ended up hitting the wall at some point and destroying my car. So I pitted and trying to catch my way back up from like 2 minutes back. Kept making more mistakes, trying to run the car really hard, and so I just DNF'd at that point. So sorry, Chase Elliott fans, that I let you down. Next, we go to Circuit de Spa. So we go to Spa for 10 laps during the day. And your race winner is Kyle Larson, which was me this time. Larson becomes the first multi-time winner. And points after Spa, 4th race of the season. Points leader Kyle Larson with 58 points. Bubba Wallace with 47. Kurt Busch 45. Dillon 44. Stenhouse 43. Kyle Busch 40. Keselowski 40. Harvick and Jones 38. Hanlon and Reddick 33. Chastain 32. Buescher 29. Newman and Elliott with 28, Logano 27, and Custer 22. Moving on to race 5, which was at Monza. 15 laps around the full circuit during the daytime. This race was won by Eric Jones, which was me. And points after this race was Kyle Larson with 65, your points leader. Jones, 60. Wallace, 59. Austin Dillon, 58. Keselowski, 55. Kurt Busch, 55. Stenhouse, 52. Kyle Busch, 48. Reddick and Harvick with 44. Newman, 41. Custer, 38. Chastain and Hanlon with 34. Chase Elliott with 33. Chris Buescher with 32. And Joey Logano with 31. And Eric Jones becomes the fourth driver to lock themselves into the playoffs. Moving on to race 6, which was at Circuit of the Americas. Alright, which we ran 10 laps around the Grand Prix circuit during the daytime. And your race winner was Joey Logano. For this race, I was Kyle Busch, and I finished 3rd. So, points... Actually, I've been forgetting to say the finishing results for each race. I guess I can quickly run through the first 5 real quick. So, Le Mans, your finishing results were Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Austin Dillon, Eric Jones, Kurt Busch, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Cole Custer, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, Stenhouse Jr., Buescher, Reddick, and Newman. No, I just won't do those first 5. I mean, I've read off the points, so you can just listen to the points, and at least for those first 5, and yeah. Alright, so finishing results for COTA were Logano in 1st, then Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, Ross Chastain, Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace, Cole Custer, Eric Jones, Austin Dillon, Kyle Larson, Chris Buescher, Brad Keselowski, Kurt Busch, Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Ryan Newman, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. So points after race 6 are Larson 73, Wallace 71, Jones 70, Austin Dillon 67, Kyle Busch 63, Keselowski 61, Kurt Busch 60, Reddick 57, Logano and Stenhouse with 53, Elliott and Custer with 49, Chastain 48, Harvick 47, Newman 43, Buescher 39, and Hamlin 38. Moving on, we went to Sonoma for 12 laps around the NASCAR circuit during the daytime, aka the short circuit. And your race winner was Ross Chastain, which was me. Yeah, I did well in this. But anyways, your finishing results for Sonoma were Ross Chastain in 1st, and Chris Buescher, Eric Jones, Bubba Wallace, Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, Austin Dillon, Cole Custer, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Kurt Busch, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, and Ryan Newman. So points after Sonoma were in 1st with 85 points was Eric Jones and Bubba Wallace. Larson 84, Dillon 74, Kyle Busch 72, Chastain 70. Once again, these wins are usually very big for points. Like going into this race, Ross Chastain was 13th in points, and now he is 6th. Keselowski 69, nice. Reddick 67, Kurt Busch 64, Harvick 60, Stenhouse 58, Logano 56, Buescher and Custer 55, Elliott 51, Hanlon 50, and Newman 44. Oh, and Logano and Chastain have locked themselves into the playoffs. So next we go to Yas Marina for 10 laps around the full circuit at night, and your winner was Ricky Stenhouse Jr., which was me. Alright, so your finishing results at Yas Marina were Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in 1st, Joey Logano, Chris Buescher, Austin Dillon, Cole Custer, Brad Keselowski, Denny Hanlon, Ross Chastain, Kurt Busch, Ryan Newman, Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace, Chase Elliott, Tyler Reddick, Kevin Harvick, Eric Jones, and Kyle Busch. So, your points leaving Yas Arena were tied for the lead with 91 points was Kyle Larson and Bubba Wallace. Then Austin Dillon, 88 points. Eric Jones, 87. Keselowski, 81. Chastain, 80. Stenhouse, 80. Kurt and Kyle Busch with 73. Logano, 72. Reddick, 71. Buescher, 70. Custer, 68. Harvick, 63. Hamlin, 61. Elliott, 56. And Newman, 52. Next, we move on to race 9 of 16. This was at Virginia International Raceway. For 20 laps around the Patriot Circuit, which is the shortest track we have on the schedule. At least I think it was, anyways. During the daytime, your race winner was Joey Logano, which was me. And then the rest of the finish results. First, Joey Logano. Second, Denny Hamlin. Then Chase Elliott, Chris Buescher, Ross Chastain, Cole Custer, Kyle Larson, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Tyler Reddick, Ryan Newman, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Austin Dillon, Keselowski, Kurt Busch, Bubba Wallace, and Eric Jones. So your points after Virginia are leading with 102 points is Kyle Larson. Second, 94 points is Joey Logano. Then with 93 points, we have Ross Chastain, Austin Dillon, and Bubba Wallace. Stenhouse, 90. Jones, 88. Keselowski, 85. Buescher, 84. Kyle Busch, 80. Reddick, 80. And Custer, 80. Hamlin, 77. Kurt Busch, 76. Elliott, 71. Harvick, 69. And Newman, 60. And Joey Logano becomes the second driver, or second multi-time winner. And Stenhouse locked himself in the playoff after Yas Marina. Next, we move on to the 10th race of the season and the final race before the playoffs. So, we went to Suzuka for 15 laps around the West Circuit in the rain. And the winner of this race was Cole Custer, which was me. Alright, and with this win, Cole Custer locked himself in the playoffs, which means after 10 races, we had 4 spots left in the playoffs, 8 of them taken up by winners. So your finishing results for Suzuka were Cole Custer winning, Chris Buescher, Eric Jones, Austin Dillon, Ryan Newman, Ross Chastain, Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Bubba Wallace, Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, Chase Elliott, Tyler Reddick. Points